Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Akakodash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, which means He to be here exists, the existing one. Basham in the name Yahushai, His only begotten Savior, Son of the world, and He calls Lord and Jesus Christ. Right? His name is Yahushai, which means He deliverer, He Savior. Israel's going to need a deliverer and a Savior from the nation of Esau and Edom, better known as the white man, or Confederate, to destroying Israel from being a people and a nation calling upon their power, which in turn will make them go into slavery or servitude. Alright, so this lesson is just a roll off. It's a quick to the point on Brother Kosha's lesson that he did this morning. Kosha Banyamyam of Great Millstone, Barbados, GMS Holding Firm, alright, and GMS Barbadian Disciple, right? Subscribe and be edified, right? Just a quick roll off, you know. I'm going to play is a lot of points. I might come in and do a more in-depth lesson later on, because he had an encounter with a Jehovah's Witness, right? Basically, he dealt with the fact that resurrection, right, or reincarnation, which is coming back in the flesh, is biblical, and that Judas, even though he betrayed the Lord, and he's a wicked man, he's going to come back and be saved, right? According to the precepts, according to the word of Yahweh Shai, this is facts. This is facts, right? Undoubtedly facts, right? According to the precepts. You see, when you read these scriptures, you have to read it with understanding, okay? But I want to just touch on this quick topic real quick, all right?
Jehovah has the right to destroy. Humans can't destroy. Humans can kill a human. Of course. What is he called? He's called a destroyer. Listen, because Jehovah has the right to destroy. Humans can't destroy. Humans can kill a human, but they can't destroy. The souls that kill Christ.
He said he's called a destroyer. Humans can kill humans, but they have no right to destroy. Alright, so how does the Lord kill? The Lord killed true humans, right? The Lord set up the wicked, right? Let's go with that, right? Let's go with that. The Lord set up the wicked, right, to be in charge of the world. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? His purpose is to what? To destroy, right? Right, the wicked and the thief is the same man, right? Let me see if I spell it correct. I always forget this with this bastard English. I before E. Right, this is in John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief, who is the thief first to begin? The thief is Esau. Esau stole a man from his land, right, and scattered him abroad, right? The thief cometh but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. You see? The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Okay? Yahweh Shai is that life in abundance. Right? We have mercy through Yahweh Shai. We have redemption, being brought back to the Heavenly Father. Right? Salvation through Yahweh Shai. Right? But who is that thief? Who is that man that come to kill? Right? Habakkuk. Let's see what he says. Because what the word wicked goes to Ra'ah or Rasha. Let me get that really quick. Let me show you that in Job 9:24 and also in Psalms. Right? This is Job 9:24. Right? Because there's one man undoubtedly ruling the earth right now, and that's Esau and Edom. Sorry, I said Psalms. It's Job. Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, which the judges would represent the angels and Yahweh Shai and the angels. Right? If not where and who is he, right? So let's look at the word wicked is what? Rasha or Rasa.
Strong's H7563. Rasha. Rasha.
It says wicked, criminal, right? Guilty one guilty of a crime. What is that crime? What is that crime? That crime is when he killed his brother Abel. Okay? And he was given a mark, a owaf, which is what? Leprosy. Right? Genesis chapter 4. I think it's around in verse 11. Right? It says, and now thou art cursed from the earth, which had opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thine hand. Right? That curse, because he's a wicked, right? Because he slew his brother without a cause, right? There's 1 John chapter 2. Right? 1 John chapter 3 verse 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil and his brother's was righteous. Right? So Cain was that wicked one. So Cain was the forefather of Esau, who is the wicked. You see, Cain, who was of that wicked one. Right? That wicked one. Okay? The wicked here is
Strong's G 4190. Paneras. Paneras.
We go straight to 2. Bad, of a bad nature or condition, in a physical sense, disease or blind, with an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Right? That's who Cain. Although in the KJV renders this deliver us from evil, the presence of the article indicates not evil in general, but evil one himself. In the context of Matthew's Gospel, such deliverance from the devil seems to be linked to Yahushai temptation in 4:1 and 1 to 10, because the Spirit led him to temptation by the evil one. Believers now participate in the victory ride. Right? So more or less you get the point here that the wicked one is Cain, right, who was sealed with a mark. Right? He was sealed with a mark. Right? Genesis chapter 4 and 14 to 15. It says, Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said, the remedy that the Lord gave, right? So that Esau, the wicked one, right? Because he had a role to play. Because that was the beginning, but in the end, he was to be in present, right? Because why? Look at right here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Right? He needed to be in the end. So he couldn't be taken out in the beginning. Right? 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, What shall be the part and asunder of times? Which is what? The separation of the old kingdoms, right? The dream Nebuchadnezzar had where the head of gold comes straight down the statue, right? To the end, to the feet, or the of iron mixed with miry clay, right? Right? Or when shall be the end of the first, which is rulership or heavens, and the beginning of that which follow it? It says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, right? That was a reincarnation of the what? Of the righteous seed and the wicked seed, right? Where were born him, 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hands first held the heel of Esau, right? Duality. That represented righteousness and wickedness. This is 2nd Ezra. Sirach. Sorry if I'm jumping around You know, I'll try and slow down a little excited. Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 42 and verse 24. It says, all things are double one against another, and he had made nothing imperfect, one thing establishing the good or another. And who shall be filled with the beholding of his glory? The elect are filled with the beholding of the glory. Right? One represent evil, one represent righteous. Right? Alright, Sirach chapter 33, and I'm gonna start at verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand, who is the potter? Yahweh is the potter, to fashion it to his pleasure, so is man in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as he liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against the another. Right? So this is what's happened. Cain represented the wicked, right? And he was also first, and Abel represented righteous, which is the second. Well, the scripture says the first shall be last and the last shall be first, and so it had been, because who first came out in the beginning, right? In the reincarnation, everything happens through the spirit. Everything happens again and again and again the same way. Genesis 25 and 25, and first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when he bare them. So you see, same thing. Cain came first, then Abel. Cain and Abel came after. All right, this is going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 7, and 8. I read it over again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Right? So you see, he could not have been eradicated at the beginning. He had to be eradicated at the end, right? And it says verse 14 in Genesis chapter 4, and behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Verse 15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Right, so that word mark is Owath. Right, I'm gonna get it real quick. Oath or what? Oof.
Strong's H 226. Oath. Oath.
Right, a distinguishing mark, and I read it in Genesis 25. First came out red, hairy, like a garment, right? And that was the birth of Esau. So that was the reincarnation of Cain, the wicked seed. You understand? So who is that destroyer now? Who is that? Sorry, who? Let me go back to the video real quick.
Jehovah has the right to destroy. Humans can't destroy humans can kill a human, but they can't destroy. That kill Christ. The sons that kill Christ. The most like destroying people, a million of them.
Right. So Yahweh Shai was the ultimate destroyer. He was the destroyer in Egypt. Right? He was the spirit of the destroyer in Egypt that destroyed anybody that didn't have the blood of the lamb. Right? The first one of all creatures that didn't have the blood of the lamb over their doorposts or their lentils. Right? But also the Lord uses man to destroy. As we read, the thief come but not to kill and to destroy. Right? So this is Psalm chapter 17. Verse 13. Arise, O Lord, and disappoint him cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is Esau, right? Which the criminal, the guilty one, going back to his forefather Cain, and his present, and presently, because what the scripture says, what he had a perpetual hatred, right? Genesis 29 verse 40, or 27 verse 40, sorry, and also Amos 1 and 11. He had a perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob, and he didn't turn away the judgment, right? When it's time for our judgment to end, he continued, and now he's pursuing to what? To mark the bride of the Lord, mark the children of Israel unto him as his own, right? It says, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. What is use a sword for? Not to butter bread, it's use a sword to kill. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and they leave the rest of the substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Which is what? Reincarnation in what? In power, with having spiritual power. So reincarnation covered in this in these few precepts, right? And also the fact that Esau is the sword, is a man that is used to destroy, right? So with that, I pray this less edifying. This lesson was edifying. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash, double honor to our apostles and elders, like millstone and citation to the elect brethren doing his work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.